What space?
I don't know what space. It's cold now.
Okay.
It's always cold in space. No one can hear you scream.
Is Kyle going to do the intro?
No, Carl hasn't even done the intro. We're talking about space.
Does
Carl's busy with a coconut at a minute.
Kyle doesn't even know we're recording it. I'm like,
No. Hello and welcome back to Taking Off Air this week.
I just sort of left you to it because you were busy talking about how we've just returned to space while telling me to tell people we've returned from space. So I thought you're having a conversation about it. I'll just leave you to it.
Kyle was like, why have a dog and bark yourself?
We've got Tino back from the Space Octopus. If you follow us on social media, you should know that inside joke and what it's all about.
We managed to recapture him from the hentai land.
Hentai land, in all fairness, he was screaming and scratching the floor when we were trying to pull him away. So he didn't seem happy.
That would rescue him.
Yeah, I think he was too busy enjoying being, sexually abused by a space octopus.
Right, anyway,
hello and welcome back to Taking Off Air this week.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the brain freeze there. As we just
this is weird. But why am I hosting?
Okay, I'll resume hosting duties. Hello there, and welcome back to another week of stupidity, bullshit, and talking about useless wank. While we've just gotten back from space, our brains are a little bit fried, as you can tell from Jay struggling to speak English there.
No, that's just me 24/7 anyway. It's not because we just returned from space.
Very true. Unfortunately, we were still being chased by the aliens when we landed, so we might have to duck and dive out a little bit early, some of us, just to have to go and deal with a couple of alien bastards.
Smooth.
I will have to announce, Tino, you've got your mic muted, so well done for returning to space and that little bit.
He was too busy reminiscing about the space octopus.
What were you saying about
he's missing the probing.
Yeah, he missed his skin probed.
Ugh.
Oh, I do miss that. That was great.
Yeah.
Like I say, don't knock it till you try it, lads.
Whatever you say.
Sushi
it was a
sex.
hard-fought battle. You know what it is? We rescued him. He didn't even want to be rescued. He was wanting to go back.
You know what I'm more pissed off about?
What?
We didn't even get a t-shirt.
And
I know.
I got a bum
we went to
sticker.
space, we didn't get a t-shirt. Do you think Jeff Bezos will get a t-shirt? Oh, fuck it, he'll probably make it, won't he?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Anyway, I think what we should do is join the Swedish in a tradition. And since this is reminiscent of the day that we got Tino back from the aliens, we should make this a regular thing on this day. It's called fika, not to be thought of something else. It's a tradition of having coffee, cake, and a chat, which is basically what we do. So this podcast is technically a fika if we had tea and cake.
I've got coffee.
I do have.
I'm too lazy to make coffee.
I can go in the kitchen and make coffee if it's necessary for the podcast.
I always have a coffee while we record, so
with that demanding on his brain that he needs coffee to feel.
I mean, have you seen the state of my eyes? I am shattered after me 12 hours.
That's what you get for working for the NHS. Boris Johnson's going to sell you out.
I look more chinked than a stoner.
Hey, Christ. Anyway, yes, fika is apparently such an integral part of Sweden's culture that many businesses have fika twice a day, and sometimes it's even mandatory. According to IKEA's corporate website, some of the best ideas and decisions happen at fika. And I think British companies need to start doing that. Just have tea breaks where you just sit there, have a chat, have ideas.
Yeah.
But to be honest, the British companies probably wouldn't actually listen to the people when they were having a chat because we would just talk bullshit like we do now.
Yeah, literally.
So I don't know if much would come of it.
Also, it's fika, not fita, in case anybody's mistaken the two.
I was going to say, fucking
Fika.
Tino,
Fika.
he used to live in Sweden and he speaks Swedish.
Not massively. Jesus Christ, don't put us on a pedestal I can't stay up on.
Walk, chicken.
Tika.
Tikka.
Oh man, chicken tikka.
We're talking about it.
Oh, I've got chicken tikka. That's what I'm going to have for my tea.
Right, we've gotten distracted immediately.
Yeah.
I know. I was there when you bought it. Oh,
The fuck
Fuck's
is
sake.
going on?
I don't know.
I'm playing Spyro the Dragon. That's the fuck's
Yes,
going
I
on.
know that's what's going on. That's not a
he's
point.
having a massive nostalgia trip, which is really weird because I was watching him play it earlier, and it made me want to play it so badly. But then I remembered that I always used to be absolutely terrible at Spyro.
I used to get stuck on the first
But I
mission.
think
not
it's
even gonna
because
lie.
the second game you had like a meter of how much fire you could breathe and stuff. Meanwhile, he's playing the one where it didn't.
Ah, died. Fuck.
It looks like your controller's got little horns. It's like,
Just died in real life.
It's brilliant.
It's the
apparently,
PlayStation 5
apparently
controller.
Steph.
yeah,
we could
PS5
only
controllers have a weird light thing. But
I know.
It looks.
Dreams
It
can't
does
come
look
true.
like you've got horns.
I mean, look at me. I've got a car now.
It's not just a PS5 controller. It's
I
got to
said
be a
dreams,
light.
not nightmares.
The PlayStation 4 controller has a light bar. You should know this. You've got a PlayStation 4.
Yes, but it doesn't look like horns when I hold it up to a camera.
Coming up the same
Because the light bar the light bar is on the back, so it just looks like a little weird light bar. It doesn't look like horns going around.
I used to put
surrounding the touch
little
bit.
blackout stickers with white sections on mine.
To say things.
Yes. Quite a few times they said inappropriate things.
I turned it off so it wouldn't project light at one point because I was sick of
I mean,
having
it
it
drains
on
the
in the dark
background
and it
massively.
projecting more light than my lamp.
I can turn
Why?
it off, but I don't want to.
It drains
I like
the
the light
battery
bar.
massively, though.
Of course it does. It's an unnecessary fucking light.
Well, I mean, don't say that to my fucking keyboard. It'll get offended.
It goes.
Oh, you got one of those bloody gaming rainbow keyboards, are you?
Don't you say that to my keyboard? I can't change the thing because
Your keyboard looks like Christmas.
my keyboard is Christmas. I got it for Christmas, so it's staying Christmas.
Looks like our Christmas tree. We could put it under the Christmas tree to blend in.
So we were talking about an office. Me and Kyle were talking about offices earlier, and because I were taking the piss, it's like lockdown, as they say. I think TakenOffAir is the only ones that actually worked from home.
Yeah.
Then Kyle's like, we always work from home. We all
Yeah,
know
we
we
do.
all got an office. It's like, don't break our dreams, Kyle. Do not break our dreams.
Yeah, Kyle.
There you go.
God.
We could have an office one day. We will have an office someday.
The only issue is where we're going to build an office. If we get an office.
Steph, it's doing pretty things.
That's a good point because we're all in different
Ooh.
places.
No, I like blue. I like the blue.
You like the blue.
I like the blue light.
What about this one?
No, I definitely think I don't know. Like it's an hour drive from me to you. We could put it somewhere in the middle.
What's this, Chuckle Vision?
No, we're trying to figure out where we're going to build an office if we had an office.
In between, it would have to be in between unless you're going to move to a normal part of the country.
Not gonna lie, I thought you said Indonesia.
You
Find
know,
me out.
Put it
Jay
in
was
Indonesia,
trying-
I'll be right next to Jay's house.
Jay was trying to get me to move down to him because
No,
there's
it
a house
wasn't
on
me,
the
it
end
was
of his street for
Ashley.
sale.
Yeah, blame Ashley, but she's not here to defend herself.
She is here to defend herself.
I was getting bribed with food and all sorts. It was great. She was
Yeah,
just
why are
putting
you
up so
trying to
many
kidnap
valid
Kyle? I
points.
thought you were going to move back up here.
We need to find a house up there first.
Yeah, the houses up here.
Stefan.
So
Yeah.
meh.
It's Christmas.
What do you mean? It's just like, I can't get a mortgage. but,
Also, you
like,
can tell that I lived
I
in
like
being
Blue
Sweden for a bit.
self-employed mortgages are like fucking horrible.
I lived in
And with this
Sweden
economy,
for
there's
2 years.
Yeah.
there's no need to, like, with this economy, buying a mortgage is quite silly at the minute. No offense, Kyle. And we don't
No,
have a
it's all good.
deposit. And we don't have a deposit for a mortgage.
There you go. You just can
I got
stare at part of my
I
keyboard.
got a agreement in principle for a mortgage, and I've gained the possibility of borrowing an extra $4,000 in 1 year somehow, despite the fact I'm in the same job, I've got the same wages, I've got the same amount of money in my bank.
Well, I mean, that sounds kind of fucking silly.
I've got no idea
You
why.
met Kyle?
Fair enough.
Kyle,
I don't know whether it's just because I've been at work a year longer, so they know that it's more stable. But I've already been there for like
You were horses.
8 years or something.
Kyle. I'll mortgage a tent for you in my garden.
You'll burn it down.
To be fair, I would probably set up a blacksmith's forge in it.
See,
You pay me. You pay me the max mortgage you can get, right? And I'll give you a tent in the back garden.
Fuck off! That would be the most. I could buy a fucking circus tent for my mortgage. Ooh.
Oh,
Money.
Anybody want to join us in traveling tent?
No.
I mean, we are pretty much a circus.
Yeah, it could be the TakenOffAir tent.
can you imagine how much money we'll lose if we made a traveling?
I've got one
entertainment show. What?
Is that Wi-Fi?
Yes.
I'm
What, the
sold.
circus?
I'm fucking sold.
We would have to have it.
We need to have Wi-Fi.
I'm sold already. It's all right.
Otherwise, this
Otherwise,
podcast
how
will
are we
be.
going to record this?
Yeah.
You'd send it out by pigeon.
I don't think pigeons know how to work cameras.
Season 3 will be delivered to you, not via your favorite podcast listen platform, but via Pigeon. You have to go to our website, join our mailing list, so we can get you on that Pigeon Express.
It'll drop you a cassette tape. You'll have to buy a Walkman.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be fucking legendary, though.
Since we're going back to the past.
No, it's not even a
They are
cassette tape.
they
It
are
has to be
coming back in fashion,
it'll be a
yeah.
reel. It'll be a cassette reel
Yes.
you buy.
No. It'll be a fucking a record. And you'll have to have a gramophone to play it on.
And it won't be an electric gramophone. It'll be one of them.
No.
Honestly, that's the thing that I had in my head as well. The fucking winding
Yeah.
it up to get it going.
How do you make the pigeon fly with a massive disc? I suppose you could put it on its neck.
Just
Actually,
stand on the
animal
front.
Ashley's dad has homing pigeons and he does
Yeah,
Homing pigeons, do they work like
Yeah,
missiles? Because if so, I want to send glitter bombs to Kyle.
No, you can't. You don't select a target. You just let them out somewhere that isn't home and they go home. So that's completely useless for
Yeah, they'll just bomb your house.
unless we're not at home because we're traveling and everybody else who wants to listen to the podcast is where the pigeons live.
Well, we can train them to be like to drop
Suicide pigeons.
records.
Carrier pigeons.
Just
Drop
train
records.
them.
What
To,
are the
just train them.
You know,
to go into like a town centre and just drop a shit ton of drop packages into town centres
Yeah.
and cause mass panic.
Yeah, I was going to say that one. Lawsuits and some injured children.
And the bomb squads appear.
what's more hilarious is the fact that one, Stefan thinks all pigeons in the streets are government drones.
They
so
are.
if they've got speakers
No,
in,
I'm with them on
we
that.
can
but,
hack into them, program them to play our podcast all over the place in the world. Everywhere in the world, it's just the pigeons.
the beginning of the
Our
podcast
playlist.
will just be Fortunate Sons.
So you know, I found a blueprint for a pigeon drone.
Ooh. Is that the make
It
one?
tells you how it works and everything.
Or is that
Do you know how ages ago they used to like have to go in for like servicing and stuff
right?
and charge? You have to go in for charging at night and stuff, but they don't have to do that anymore because they've got like wireless charging. That's why they're landing power cables.
Right, guys.
Right.
Yes.
If Steph
I don't know
doesn't
what's
shut up,
bad
he's
is
going to
the
end up
fact
like
that I
this
think
last.
Ashley's dad listens to us.
What we need,
Does he work for the company?
right?
Nope.
What we
That's
need
what he
to
tells
do,
you.
right, is we need a big, large acrylic, like see-through case. Set it up in a town centre and just record inside it, and just have headphones hooked up so people can come and listen to it, talk bullshit, and just see what we're doing through the glass.
What, like a demonstration booth?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They might
just
never
have a
let one out.
just have a
Would you believe?
demonstration. Just have a demonstration booth, put it in the centre of town, just gain followers by people walking up, going, "What the fuck are these idiots doing?" And then
That's
just
how
listening
lose
in.
followers.
What are followers?
People who listen to us constantly.
Wait, people do that?
Yeah, that's why we
Believe it
do
or
this
not.
every week, mate.
You just thought we're here for a chat.
Yeah, mate. I would have got a cuppa and everything if you mentioned it.
What?
I mean, I'll be honest. We do just sit here and have a chat half the time.
I'll
Yeah,
also
that's-
be honest. I'm dog tired and my brain's not fully functioning.
Stop getting abducted by
Hey,
a
must
space
get- oh, no,
octopus then.
That was Dogtanian.
I was touched
They were touched inappropriately.
by.
Right, so talk about so back to the topic at hand. Kyle's whole thing is like
To be honest, I
people
didn't
sit
even
and
read the
talk
topics.
shit I mean, he didn't read the top. He hasn't even sent the keywords in.
What, really?
You did 3 weeks ago, and then we didn't record for 2 weeks.
Yeah, we did record, we just record random shit.
Yes, because that's how our recordings always go. It's because we did a fucking zombie special. That's what it was. It was an apocalypse special,
Well-
and we were talking about different types of apocalypse.
Yeah,
but
we were.
of course, zombies came into it because that's how everything works. And we talked about how we were going to take over the Metro Center.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
since the Metro Centre's orange, right,
when?
and we've been talking about zombies,
Is
we're
it?
going to talk about Trump.
Go on then. Let's talk about Trump.
I've got this is brilliant, by the way.
Okay.
Right, I've got a list that I'm not gonna read in entire list, but I'm gonna read through some stuff.
So you're going to read
Of
it.
yeah, but it's not. I'm not just gonna sit and read a list. Like, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them.
Right.
It's basic.
I'm
I've got a list of everybody who's been pissed off at Donald Trump using their music at political rallies,
Oh,
including
God.
some dead people getting pissed off. Some dead people's estates have getting so pissed off that he might tarnish longer alive.
I've got a report.
Well, are you
Unfortunately-
suing him as well?
No. Unfortunately, who the fuck said that the Metro Centre was orange?
Stefan.
Well, because it's yellow, technically.
It's not even yellow. It's brick.
Is it not?
I can't remember what a Metro Center looks like, and I live quite close to it.
I mean, just drive down the road. Wait, actually, you live quite close to the Metro Centre.
Yes.
No, it is a yellowy orange because it's all that into stuff. It's like a yellowy
Yeah,
orange
like,
thing. but
I'll
it
take
used to be
that,
different.
but like the Metro Centre itself, like the building.
Take that on this list.
I mean, it's got an orange mall or a yellow mall.
The yellow mall.
Then you got
Yeah.
the green mall. Then you got
The
the
blue
queue.
mall and the red mall. Yellow mall has the Odeon cinema in, and it has Nando's and a nice
McDonald's, Wagamama, Subway, Big Luke's.
Right, can we stop talking about food?
food. Right,
Right.
talk about Donald Trump. Talk about the tangerine.
Donald Trump. Do you want to know the list of people who have been pissed off that these used these
I'm
music?
worried because I think it's going to be thousands.
Some of them are quite funny. It's not thousands, but it is quite big list. But some of them are hilarious.
It's going to be hundreds, and some of them are going to be people like Elvis and the Beatles and stuff like that.
Well, these are in alphabetical order. So starting off, Adele.
All right.
I mean, that makes
apparently stated that Trump did not have permission to use her songs "Rolling in the Deep" or "Skyfall" at Trump political rallies in 2016, and requested that her music not be used in any political campaigning. But later, in 2016, she endorsed Hillary Clinton instead. She was like, "My music ain't political."
Yeah,
by the
but
way,
Hillary
for you.
Clinton was doing full fucking feminism, wasn't she?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I think so.
Well, I mean, I will admit, Skyfall is quite suiting because the crescendo of the film is a house getting shot to living fuck by people with automatic rifles.
Oh dear. And then, this list is awesome, by the way. Aerosmith.
All right.
Steven Tyler demanded that Trump stop playing Dream On at Trump political rallies in 2015. In 2018, it happened again. And Tyler demanded that Trump stop using another song, "Living on the Edge," at his political rallies, and a cease and desist letter was sent.
Imagine that. Yeah.
Again, the cease and desist letter of Aerosmith.
I mean,
The Beatles.
Why not? I knew the Beatles would be
Yeah.
there.
Yes. Not even the actual Beatles, like, not even one of the Beatles, just George Harrison's estate denounced the use of Harrison-written Beatles song "Here Comes the Sun" after the Trump campaign used the song to introduce Ivanka Trump at the 2016 Republican National Convention. The estate did note that Trump did not have permission to use this song, but they would have considered allowing him to use that other Harrison song, "Beware of the Darkness."
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
That is legendary.
That's not the right
Yeah,
song.
gee, that's not right.
I love it.
It's brilliant. Bruce Springsteen.
But Bruce Springsteen, like, his political awareness is not the best either.
I don't know, but well, it's born in the USA anyway. Was played in 2016. Rather than take legal action, he openly announced his support for Trump's opponent Hillary Clinton, and even campaigned in support of her. As a result, the song would instead get booed every single time Trump tried to play it at rallies from that point on. So he's like, "I'm not even going to sue him. I'm just going to fuck him up."
I'm just going to embarrass the fuck out of him.
Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Fortunate Son?
Basically, yeah, Fortunate Son. In October 2020, John Fogerty, the frontman for the band, announced that he was sending a cease and desist letter to Trump, saying that Trump is using my words and my voice to portray a message that I do not endorse. He also noted that it was quite the opposite. The song's lyrics were meant as a critique of how wealthy people are unfairly able to avoid a draft or pay their fair share of taxes. So he was like, "You're the opposite of what that song's about. Fuck you."
Yep. I mean, if you think about it, the whole there's laws that the only punishment for them is a fine, in which case they are only laws for the poor.
These next three, this is the only list where these three people would be, because there's Eddie Grant, Electric Avenue, right? Sent a cease and desist after a copyright claim was filed over the use of his song Electric Avenue in a political video that Trump tweeted. Then Elton John opposed the use of his songs Rocket Man and Tiny Dancer at rallies in 2016. He noted that while their political views were very different, it wasn't personal. He believed that as a British musician, his music had no place in US politics at all, and that someone like Ted Nugent was more appropriate. And then Guns N' Roses. Axl Rose opposed the use of Guns N' Roses' cover of Paul McCartney's song Live and Let Die. In a meatpacking plant where Trump refused to take COVID-19 pandemic precaution of wearing a mask. In response, Rose created T-shirts with the phrase "Live and Let Die with COVID-45," with all proceeds going to the Music Cares charity. It's just brilliant. Leonard Cohen, the Leonard Cohen estate, on the 28th of August 2020, sent a statement criticising Trump's unauthorized use of Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah at the Republican National Convention. They said they specifically rejected permission for its use and would only have realistically considered approving Cohen's song "You Want a Daughter." Jay's gonna love this one.
Go on, then.
And then Kyle's gonna love the next one. So the next person to be pissed off at Trump, Linkin Park.
Go on, then.
Yes, of course.
July the 18th, 2020, Trump retweeted a fan-made re-election campaign video featuring a cover of In the End. Twitter received a Digital Millennium Copyright Act notice from the band's management company, and the video was pulled. Linkin Park followed up with a response saying, "Linkin Park did not and does not endorse Trump, nor authorize his organization to use any of our music. A cease and desist letter has been issued, and apparently, Chester Bennington has before called Trump a greater threat to the USA than terrorism."
I'm not even surprised.
Very true.
And then another family that's worried that he's going to somehow tarnish the name of a dead person. Pavarotti.
Yes.
Family members of the Italian opera singer, Luciano Pavarotti, protested the use of his song Nessun Dorma at Trump rallies, which ends with the chant, "I will win." Pavarotti's widow and three daughters objected, stating that Trump's views on immigration were incompatible with Pavarotti's efforts as the United Nations messenger of peace, which he had raised a large amounts of money for the support of immigrants and refugees. So it was like, they were like, "Fuck you." Neil Young. Twice. Multiple times he said he does not approve of the use of his song "Rockin' in the Free World" at Trump rallies, which has been done since 2015. He also conceded that he has no legal grounds to oppose the song's use, but in 2020 he wrote a scathing open letter directed at Trump that stated, "Every time Rockin' in the Free World or one of my songs is played at your rallies, I hope you hear my voice. Remember, it's the voice of a tax-paying US citizen who does not support you, me." He later objected to the use of the song in Trump's speech at Mount Rushmore and on the 4th of July of the same year. So he's pissed off Neil Young a lot. Also, Nickelback.
Oh, God. Okay.
Now, the fact in here is awesome, right? Because Nickelback indicated that they did not support Trump's use of their song Photograph when Trump tweeted a doctored version of the song and music video on Twitter. The band's record label, Warner Music Group, issued a copyright claim, leading to the video being taken down immediately. right? But sales of the real version of Photograph jumped over 500% in a few days afterwards.
I blame TikTok.
Oh, some of them are, I mean, yeah. Nico Vega,
Who?
I don't know. Nico Vega criticised a Fight for Trump video shared by Donald Trump on the 20th of December 2020 for using their song Beast.
There's just loads. There's everybody.
Yeah.
Can you skim through and see if Elvis and the man he asked to shoot him is on it?
Well, Elvis is E and I'm a T, so no.
Okay, and I'm assuming the man who asked. Yeah, to be fair, all of Alice Cooper's songs wouldn't suit.
Yeah. Panic at the Disco. Brendan Urie of Panic at the Disco demanded that Trump stop using his song High Hopes at Trump political rallies in 2020, releasing a brief statement of saying, Donald Trump represents nothing we stand for. Dear Trump campaign, fuck you, you're not invited. Stop playing my song, no thanks. Brendan Urie and Panic at the Disco Company.
I mean, it's short and concise and to the point. I like it.
I just like the fuck you.
He actually said fuck you in it as well. Pharrell Williams threatened legal action because he played happy. Phil Collins sent a cease and desist because of In the Air Tonight. The estate of Prince condemned Trump's use of Purple Rain. In response, the estate shared a letter from the Trump campaign from 2018, which they had promised not to use Prince's music anymore because they had not received the rights from the estate. So this showed that they had official documentation of acknowledgement that they didn't even have the rights to play the music. Queen.
How has Trump not been sued for all of his money yet?
I know. Queen. Because it's not all of his money, he just like embezzles it through companies and that loses them companies' money and somehow still smell the roses. Brian May opposed Trump's use of We Are the Champions as his theme song while walking out to the Republican National Convention in 2016. He denounced its use as unauthorized, where permission was neither sought nor given, and that they were looking to take further steps should the band's music be used by any further of his campaigns.
I mean, you've got to be cocky as fuck if during a campaign, in not even America, you decide, like during negotiations probably, you decide to walk out to We Are the Champions.
Oh no. R.E.M. In 2015, vocalist Michael Stipe voiced his opposition of It's the End of the World as We Know It at Trump rallies. Do not use our...
the world as we know it. Sorry.
Jay just hears a song name and he's like, yay!
I know. He stated... Are you ready? Jay? He stated, do not use our music or my voice for any of your moronic charade of a campaign. In 2019, bassist Mike Mills spoke out about the promotion of a video containing unauthorized use of Everybody Hurts, urging Twitter to take it down, which it did. And then in 2020, he threatened legal action over Everybody Hurts and losing my religion to Trump rallies.
I'm curious how the hell Trump actually got elected, considering everybody hates him.
I know. Rihanna threatened legal action because of Don't Stop the Music in 2018.
Oh, God.
The Rolling Stones, both Mick Jagger and Keith Richards, opposed Trump's use of the song You Can't Always Get What You Want. The band sent him a cease and desist letter about its use in 2016, and upon him using it again in 2020, the band teamed up with Broadcast Music Inc. to threaten legal action if it's ever used again.
So he couldn't get what he wants.
This is a brilliant one, though. Right. Tom Petty, right, denounced Trump's use of the song I Won't Back Down at political rallies in 2020. The family sent the campaign a cease and desist letter stating that the song was written for the underdog and common man that Trump did not represent either. And then he stopped using it, so he did back down. And then, this is the last two are brilliant. The Village People.
Right.
Oh, God.
Did he use the YMCA at some point?
Yes. The Village People frontman Victor Willis asked that Trump no longer use any of his music at his rallies, particularly Macho Man and YMCA. After a cease and desist letter by Willis, usage continued. Scorpio Music, Village People's label, are considering legal action against Trump for using YMCA repeatedly at his rallies. And then the White Stripes.
He is the least macho man in the world.
Sorry, what was the last one?
The White Stripes.
What has Stripes?
Please tell me it's Seven Nation Army.
Following a political ad for the Trump campaign in October 2016 using the song Seven Nation Army, Jack White, lead singer of the White Stripes, owner of the record label Third Man Records, met with his former wife and drummer Meg White. The White Stripes, who separated 5 years earlier, came back together just to state that they did not give permission for Trump to use their music, nor were they implying their support for him. Shortly after, Third Man Records asked Trump not to use the White Stripes or any Third Man Records material for his rallies. In the weeks following, they also released merchandise referencing their final studio album, Icky Thump, renaming it Icky Trump, and adding altered lyrics related to ideologies that appeared to come from Trump and his supporters of the song Icky Thump. So yeah, they made a song about it. But Seven Nation Army, from a guy who wants nobody but Americans in his country.
Single nation
Yeah, also,
army
I
couldn't hold
love,
me
I love
back.
the fact that I love the fact that they'd been separated and everything for 5 years. It's common knowledge if you've listened to the White Stripes, and they met up just to say "fuck you, Trump."
Just yeah.
Like that's a divorced man and wife who had a successful music career together, coming together just to say "fuck you."
Yeah, just to say fuck off, and then making a parody of their own last studio album just to piss you off.
That's beautiful.
It is. I don't have much more in America, but I did find there's a tree in America that owns itself.
Wait, what?
Oh no, I know about this. They
What?
tried to
Hello?
chop it down, and then they were like, "No." Like the council literally says, "No, we've got." It literally
Well,
owns itself.
Yeah, it does own itself, apparently, but no, I don't know. It's weird. Only in America.
Go through it.
So, it's a white oak tree that, according to legend, has legal ownership of itself and all land within 8 feet of its base. Which confuses me. The tree roots will be more than 8 feet.
Yeah.
So,
One
if they
thing
dug
as
all
well.
around it, it will fall over.
One
anyway.
thing as well is when it dies, and obviously it's already dropping seeds, so the little seedlings and saplings, they then own themselves because it is heritage.
If they're on that of
Yeah.
land. But it doesn't matter because he did die and fall over, and now there's the son of the tree that owns itself.
Yep.
It's in Athens, Georgia. The original tree was thought to have started like between the mid-16th and 18th century. It fell over in 1942, but a new tree was grown from one of its acorns and planted in the same location. The current tree is referred to as the son of the tree that owns itself. Both trees have appeared in numerous publications, and the site is a local landmark. But neither of the two trees actually holds any legal rights under the US legal system. And it's basically because the legend of it is that Colonel William Henry Jackson basically had fond memories of the tree growing up in about 1820, and he apparently
He bought it and put the
signed a deed to the tree.
onto the tree. Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from he didn't grow up in that area of the country at all, so that's a load of bullshit. And for you to sign something over to someone, by law, they have to have the legal capacity to accept ownership and responsibility for the thing you have given them. Therefore, the tree could not have accepted it, so cannot own itself.
It could have if that law was not implemented beforehand.
It's always been for as long as we can see.
Americans are silly.
You never know. It's the American legal system. It might have only been implemented last year, knowing them.
Kyle,
there's also
the American fucking school system's just as bad, so it's literally a massive possibility.
There's also there is another tree which is almost identically that has almost identical legal rights. In a similar story, this oak tree was bestowed legal ownership of itself on the 9th of April, 1936, with the inscription "Only God can make a tree." Similarly, the tree fell in a storm on April the 9th, 1961. But only God can make a tree, but it's written in the Bible that life can only come from another form of life. It can't be like created from nothing. So how did God create life? If he's not alive? And if he is alive, who made him?
China.
Oh God, you think if you lift his dress up, it just says made in China on the label?
Well, I mean, it'll definitely... wouldn't it be like a sash? Oh, no, like a shawl? No. The thing that...
Maybe.
It's
A robe.
it's
That one.
robes.
I forgot what
Toga.
clothes were.
Oh no, that's Romans.
Yeah, I mean, he made the Romans apparently, so
But who made him?
the Chinese.
No, I
I'm
find
telling
really
you.
ironic is the fact a country that's made out of immigration and having different people have different types of immigrants and different types of non-Americans essentially is trying to make America great again by having Americans only. When America was never Americans only,
America only.
it was always the British first.
Well,
Or
also,
the Native Americans. Oh, let's
Yes.
go back, let's leave every single white man and only have.
yeah. So this is what I was going to say. The thing is, make America great again, and it should all be Americans and stuff like that. But unless you have Native American blood in you, which a lot of them won't have, then you are an immigrant or descended from immigrants. So what the fuck are you talking about? I don't understand.
Also,
can't-
when was America great?
I know it was never great in the first place.
The more successful colony is Australia.
And that was purely
Yeah, that was the criminals that was on there.
Wasn't it just the rich folk that went to America?
No, it was the people who committed treason.
Yeah.
They basically decided they want their own country and, went over and killed and murdered and raped to get what they wanted.
I mean, I will say, I found an experiment, right,
Oh, God.
that I think
We're at risk.
would. I mean,
Oh, God.
maybe. If I get me glass cube,
Aye.
then possibly. It was done in the 1950s, and I think someone should do this to Trump. But honestly, it just looks quite interesting. University professor Kurt Richter conducted a gruesome
Invented the
experiment
Richter scale.
with
Still?
rats. I don't know if it was the same guy, but he conducted a gruesome experiment with rats to test how long they could tread water.
Oh, no, Kyle, this is awful.
Because rats can tread water, they can sort of manage to stay above water until rescue. They can sort of swim, but it's not fully swimming. It's not full control. It's like a sort of doggy paddle that can stay above water, and that's about it.
Why isn't it called a ratty paddle then?
Because it's more adorable when dogs do it, and nobody likes rats.
A lot of people like rats. You know, rats are just drones. I'm joking.
Oh my
I'm joking,
god,
I'm joking.
no!
Fuck's sake.
I mean,
I've
you can
seen
test
baby
that.
rats.
I've
You
seen
can
Baby
test
Shark.
that theory.
Well, that's why it's not a drone.
Richter, by the way, just disclaimer before I continue, nobody try this. We are joking. We don't want anybody to try this because this is horrific.
Yeah, this has been done by scientists in olden days so that we don't have to be cunts.
Yes, exactly. Richter first took a dozen rats, put them into jars half filled with water, and watched them drown. The glass jar was very large, therefore the rats couldn't cling to its sides or jump out of it. On average, he recorded how long it would take them to give up, and on average they would give up and sink after 15 minutes. Richter then reran the experiment, but with a twist. Right before they gave up due to exhaustion, so sort of at the 14-minute mark, the researchers would pluck them out, dry them off, and let them rest for a few minutes. Then they would put them back in for a second round of treading water. In this second try, after they had just swam until failure only a few short minutes earlier, they lasted on average 60 hours.
That sounds like me in bed.
sleep.
Yeah. Or other things.
Richter's results showed that removing, or in fact saving the rat just before drowning, allowed those same rats to swim approximately 240 times longer the next time they were put into the bucket. One rat even lasted an astonishing 81 hours.
That rat's
So
super
this
human.
conclusion-
Super rat, sorry.
The conclusion for this experiment, despite how gruesome it was, sort of brings forward something that can be used to help keep positivity in mind, and it's the conclusion that since the rats believed that they would eventually be rescued, they could push their bodies way past what they previously thought possible, and push their limits to the point of going from 15 minutes to 60 hours, because in theory they could see the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you want to take anything away from this, it's the fact of, if you can think positively and think that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, you can push yourself and push your limits to doing what you once thought was impossible. See, I can bring a fucking positive out of that gruesome shit.
Do you want me to bring a positive out of it? Because I've got an animal in water doing experiments.
Yeah,
is that a child?
Do you know that? No.
No,
Do you know that if you...
Are we just calling Kyle abusing Kyle today?
Yes.
No. Do you know that if you put penguins on a treadmill, the fat ones fall over?
Yeah, and then the skinny ones laugh.
No, genuinely, the scientists put penguins on an underwater treadmill, they train them to walk, like, they have to have a couple of minutes and a couple of tries to, like, get used to it. But then the fat ones fall over all the time. And then, if they're clever, if some of them are clever, but they're fat, so they're a bit lazy, they cheated. They kind of sprung up in the water and just leaned against the back of the tank and just let the fucking treadmill go and didn't run.
I mean,
Penguins aren't thick.
it is us.
Yeah.
It shows that they can be smart about it.
It shows they're just like humans. You get the ones that graft and then you get the smart ones.
I mean, to be
I
fair,
feel offended.
imagine if those penguins just had anxiety, because it's been scientifically proven that anxiety does affect your balance. When you've got severe levels, you can have frequent balance problems like feeling dizzy for no apparent reason and swaying more than anybody else.
No, that's
It
alcohol.
happens that it begins at an early age, and studies have shown that treating the balance problem during childhood or during early years can help reduce the anxiety and boost self-esteem.
You know what I love about
So the
Penguins.
penguins might be anxious,
Recommend.
which would make sense because they've got human technology just dumped in front of them and are told use it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how the experiment went behind closed doors.
Oh, now I can actually see. Rather than just look like a fucking locked character.
No, what I
Like Kyle.
what I was saying, what I love about penguins is that penguins can't tell the difference between each other.
Do you know wasps can recognise your face?
Yeah, but penguins, there's a zoo of they have the exhibition on of like they welcome you to the gay penguins because like they look after each other and steal eggs.
Oh, I've seen this too. There's a gay penguin couple, and they keep stealing eggs from the other penguins to try and raise it.
Yeah,
There's a gay penguin couple that stole the eggs
Yeah.
from a lesbian couple.
Yeah.
And it's like, how did the lesbian couple get an egg in the first place?
And why are these? Why
Oh,
are
no,
both homosexual sets of penguins in the same zoo?
homosexual penguins actually
Yeah.
steal the eggs and replace them
Yeah.
with rocks.
Yeah.
Yes. Which I find hilarious is that I want to know how long it took the penguins to realise that the egg had been stolen and replaced with a rock.
I mean, what they're going to
Like,
do?
all these
Report the
penguins are
happy
smart
feet?
and they find a rock of about the same... Do they find rocks that are about the same size and look like an egg, or do they literally just go, he has a pebble?
Well, I mean, Kyle.
Do we look at the animal? This is the animal kingdom being kind of cute and kind of ingenuitive and say it's like penguin adoption, or do we look at it realistically and just go that is
That
kidnapping?
is kidnapping.
That is
to, be honest,
kidnapping.
right, to be honest, when they find an egg that they're like, I guarantee they look like Kyle's picture currently.
is Kyle just an embodiment of a gay penguin finding eggs?
Kyle,
What
yes.
Kyle does know is when he bought that penguin egg, a gay penguin couple came and replaced it with a coconut.
Tropical
That's why
penguin.
Kyle's smiling. He's got no responsibility.
I was wondering why it was fun.
Oh God!
No, I had fun with that coconut. Leave that coconut
I
alone.
don't
It
wanna
took
know.
2
You
days.
what?
It took 2 days to smash it open with a brick.
Oh, right. So
Kyle,
it
like
just
a
went full
freak.
fucking, like, ape.
Honestly, I've got
Full
a brick
paper.
wall. You see, Jay and Stefan have been to my house. I've got a brick wall behind my house. The brick wall comes to a corner, and there's no like cornerstone or anything. It's just the exposed brick. I smashed that coconut against the corner of that brick. It did not damage the coconut at all, apart from leaving a tiny little dint and a hairless patch. Meanwhile, the corner of the wall is now rounded off.
Other news, coconuts are fucking hard as hell.
In other news.
No, in other news, builders, if you need to round off the edge of a house, use coconuts. They
I thought
work
you were
a
going to say
fucking
make
treat.
house out of coke.
I mean, how's
Right,
that?
Kyle's giving bricklayers advice. Basically, don't listen to our advice. Just go watch Moana and learn about coconuts.
want to learn more
What can I
coconut from
say
coconuts.
except you're welcome.
Shut up, Tino.
I've been obsessed with coconuts since the day that I saw a man walking around on the beach selling coconuts, and the way he cracked them open was he held them in his left hand, had a machete in his right hand, and he just whacked it full pelt in his hand while spinning it in his left hand. Somehow he was not missing any of his fingers.
Somehow you saw that. You saw a guy with very, very, very incredibly sharp knife chop coconut, and you thought, brick, hit it off.
No, that made me think, what else can break through a coconut that easily? Turns out brick does not do it.
Not your house.
What about your head, Kyle?
House that
Did
easily.
you try your head yet?
Funny enough, I did headbutt it. It hurt.
Oh, don't, because Kyle, we don't want to lose Kyle yet.
Cut to the future. That guy was walking down Kyle Street and saw Kyle cutting his house in half with a coconut.
Brady's
If I
just
ever
walking
get a
past,
house-
just like, I envy you.
If I get a house and one of the walls needs removed from inside the house, I'm just going to start lobbing coconuts through the wall.
Kyle's going to go to a DIY shop, so listen, I need a sledgehammer. Oh yeah, and that's going to be £15. Kyle's like, fuck that. Go to Asda's or Tesco's and buy us a coconut for £1.
Literally.
We're going to turn up. Kyle's going to want some help with renovation work. We're going to turn up and he's going to be like, right, we're going to take that wall down, and he's going to go, right, just a sec, I'll just go get the hammer. And he's going to come back with a coconut on a stick.
Oh, caveman.
Nah, man, I'd make a game out of it. I'd spray paint targets on the wall and I'd just say he has a box of coconuts. Game.
Ready.
I wonder if it's like Conkers and you just had a really hard one, didn't know.
If I remember rightly,
Toughest
though,
coconut ever.
as coconuts age, they get stronger. Like they get a lot
I mean,
harder.
a really old one.
It was delicious.
Well, that's because you opened it. You wouldn't have found out otherwise. But yeah, I guess everybody who's listening or watching, welcome to Caveman Kyle.
Welcome to Caveman Kyle deciding he's going to do home renovation with a coconut.
I'll smash.
On the plus side, if I get trapped on a desert island, I know how to open a coconut in quite a few different
Did you
ways.
seriously just say coconut?
Coconut.
Coconut.
That was slow.
Oh, coconut.
Coconut. Chocolate coconut. Bounty bar. I'm hungry now.
Oh, God.
Coconut.
I mean, to be fair, I am currently eating chocolate and peanuts.
What do you call it when a black man ejaculates?
No,
Oh, what do you call black man who ejaculates?
Coconut.
Chocolate milkshake.
can we not do racist?
For
Oh,
fuck's sake.
Racist.
That was...
racist.
If anybody
Anyway.
wants to hear more of that, please go and listen to the Black Eyed Peas song, where it is literally Will I Am speaking to Furby and saying she wants to put chocolate
No,
in
we
her
do not.
milkshake.
We don't condemn
No.
racism.
It's not.
And it's fucking William. I'm not having that.
No, that's full stops. It's Will I Am.
If I put full stops in the fucking my name, I'm not called Steph. What is it? Steph A.M.
D-F-An.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
It's fucking William. It's the same with Florida.
it does make it fantastic for when you look at the French subtitles of his name, though, because the French don't know how to translate it, so it gets translated
Right,
really
do you
well.
want to talk about French translations? Do you want to know what the French call a wand? Because I found this out this
God.
week.
Is it just stick or something?
It's not even that advanced.
Twig.
It's the
What is
most French thing you'll ever hear. So imagine, right? You're watching like Harry Potter in French, right? And you want to pass a wand or something. Do you know what they call
What?
the wand?
What?
Baguette magique.
No way.
It's called a magic baguette.
A magic baguette.
Yes.
I love it. I want a magic baguette.
I mean, just get a baguette and go bit
why?
fucking boo.
Is that why wizards constantly drink wine?
I don't know, but the
'Cause
other
they've got
word
the
for it
baguette
is
and they've got
la verge,
wine.
which is wand, stick, birch, pecker, or penis. So you can't use that one.
That brings a whole different meaning to Dumbledore presented Harry with his wand.
With his magic baguette.
Yes.
Right, so anyway, since we're talking about the French,
Oh, God.
right, I have found a brilliant thing. For a start, there's a type of baguette, right? So manufacturing styles, there's a few different ones. But there is a one called a batard, right? Or a torpedo loaf.
Torpedo loaf.
The facile, which is a string loaf, a miche, and a boulet, and a pain au vinois, right? But you know what the batard is if you translate it in English?
Oh, God.
What?
The bastard. There's a type of bread called the bastard.
The bastard.
I mean, the torpedo
the
loaf
best.
just sounds like me when I go into the toilet.
Baguette
And
magic.
that is the magic bastard.
Magic bastard.
Right, but I found, and are you ready for this? Every year in Paris, right, they hold a baking competition to find out who makes the best baguette,
Mhm.
right? Now,
Right.
this is very French, right? To try to get, I mean, I don't even know where to start with this, right? So, basically, the local bakers all want to, compete in it. If you win, the cash prize isn't that big, but you get a big gold sticker to put in the window that says that you're the champion baguette maker, basically. And you get to provide the president with his bread for a year,
Oh,
right?
Sorry.
But are you ready?
No.
According to the
Never.
Observatoire du Pain,
Sure, but
Right.
La Pan.
which
Is
is
that the bread
literally the bread observatory,
Only France.
the French consume 320 baguettes every second. That's an average of half a baguette per person per day, which is 10 billion baguettes every year.
love myself a baguette.
That's according to the Bread Observatory.
I mean, I do love a baguette.
But are you ready?
So
Because
nice.
do you know what this baking competition's called? And this is the most French thing I've ever heard in my
God.
life. Le Grand
Go
Prix
for it.
de la Baguette.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it's fucking
Oh,
called,
my
man.
camera just
It's
fell.
called the fucking... It's fucking passed out.
It died of laughter.
Apparently, over 200 bakers enter every year, delivering two of their best baguettes to a panel of expert jurors first thing in the morning. The baguettes are inspected to ensure that they measure between 55 and 65 centimeters in length and weigh between 250 and 300 grams.
Boys.
Why do you have to be
Boys.
so pedantic?
But
Baguette
you
magique.
say so pedantic, but 55 to 65 centimeters, that's a 10 centimeter fucking leeway there. I don't think that's that pedantic.
It's
And
so
250 to
baguette.
300 grams, right? But less than half of the 400
Now
plus
it's wasted.
baguettes that are entered meet those criteria. How can you not make a baguette the right size if you're trying to be the best baker in Paris?
Apparently they're just dumb. I mean, they're French, however.
Oui, oui.
It is a bit. That's one of the things that always annoys me on like competition shows and stuff. Is like you've been given specific set parameters, and you actively try not to go within those parameters.
Like, how am I going to fuck up my day today?
I've just realised it. Right,
I'm not
so
going to make a
next,
baguette the right size.
if you get it the right size, if you do get it the right size, then you go around to the 14-member jury, which includes culinary journalists, the previous year's winner, and a few lucky volunteers.
One second. So the
Lucky
previous year's winner
volunteers.
can't win again.
Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can do it twice in a row. You analyse the remaining laws based on 5 distinct categories: la cuisson, which is the bacon; l'aspect, which is appearance; l'odeur, which is smell; le goût, which is taste; and the also French l'ami, which is the crumb. A baguette's crumbs should be tender, not damp, spring back when pressed, and exhibit the large, irregular holes that show it has been allowed to slowly ferment and develop flavour.
Right, are we just going to go out and go to supermarkets?
I will
And
say that the
do-
guy
and
who won it last year
test-
said he felt... hold on. I will say that the guy who won it last year said it was like being a magician. I think that's because it's called the magic baguette.
Baguette
Yeah.
magique.
Are we just going to go around supermarkets and examine all baguettes under this criteria?
Yes.
We should.
We should.
You've got
I
to
mean,
see how
it's
much
like-
it
it's-
springs.
I mean, to be fair, despite what you see on TV
Oh, holy
and
shit.
films and stuff, I have never seen anybody walk up to a baguette and like crunch it to the ear and all that shit.
Dude,
I am yet to see it.
We should do it.
Dude.
We should be the first ones to do it. Sign.
it gets
Yes,
more
Stefan.
French.
Oh, how does it get more French?
Is there a rule saying they must drink wine while judging?
In an attempt to save traditional French baguettes from widespread industrialization, France passed Le Decree Pan, the bread decree, in 1993, establishing that by law, an authentic baguette de la tradition must be made by hand, sold in the same place it's baked, and only made with water, wheat, flour, yeast, and salt.
I want a baguette now.
So
Wheat, flour,
I had one
yeast,
at dinner
and
time.
salt.
I filled it with pulled pork.
Oh, barbecue at least.
Oh,
Barbecue pulled pork with some cheese on the top.
I want a baguette
want
now,
barbecue
but the
pulled
problem
pork
is I can
now.
just eat a baguette raw by itself.
Hold
so
on.
I just want a baguette.
Stephen's offended that we want baguettes.
No, I'm offended that they've found a way to fucking blame the Nazis.
How they blamed the Nazis.
In addition to, so hold on. So it's talking about these two. Evoking one's ethnic background is taboo and nominally egalitarian in France. The government has not collected racial or religious information from its citizens since the 1970s, a policy that stems in no small part from the census performed during France's Nazi occupation. So the French government have went, well, the Nazis kept an eye on your religion, so we're not going to do that. We'll take a census. I don't know if it has to... I don't know.
So you're telling me, right, there's a census for baguettes, and they go around making sure that people have signed up to the census by offering them a baguette for their issue for the troubles.
Government issue baguette.
Apparently they try and Frenchify new citizens.
I found a flaw with this though, isn't it? Don't some religions stop you from eating certain foods? I'm sure there's one that stops you from eating too much bread or some shit.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be Christianity, considering they eat that every fucking sermon.
No, yeah.
Certain religious festivals you can't eat certain things and stuff.
Yeah, and what if you can't? You're fasting. You're in the period of time where you're fasting.
It's
just like an insult
on your religion, and it depends what your stance is on that religion. But some people just fast as in they do not eat for the certain amount of time. I know over Ramadan they can eat or drink, but only after dark, basically when the sun's up, and allowed to eat or drink. But I do believe that there are a lot of like high up religious holy people that fast often and don't like day and night.
Yeah.
Have a baguette.
But yeah. Have a baguette. get yourself through to the baguette Grand Prix, and you might be lucky enough to be a judge.
Yes, a baguette. I think we should apply to be judges for the baguette contest.
I'll just be complaining that none of us fast. It's a Grand Prix. I want to see the race.
Just
Stefan.
You're just going to say Kyle just throw a fucking baguette across the room, just like, fucking, I win!
Oh, that's a bad pun.
I want the bastard baguette because apparently it's like short and fat, so it's shaped a bit like a rugby ball. I reckon you get some spin on that.
So is that basically... is that more or less like...
It doesn't look... Basically, what we class as a baguette is just a traditional French baguette, and there are like loads of different... Some of them look like buns.
Right, so would it be kind of like a tiger loaf?
I don't know.
That's what I'm imagining.
No, it's a bastard loaf.
I'm never going to call it a tiger loaf again.
Stefan, I have need of your mathematics skills.
Oh God.
Okay.
Wait,
Kyle, you should apply to be the master baguette.
Nice and quickly, what is 8 divided by 100?
There's a calculator on your phone.
8 divided by 100. It's like, it'll be like 0.08.
Sorry, hold on a second. No, never mind. What is 8? No, yes. No.
What?
No?
Kyle's got himself lost here.
Possibly.
Hiya.
Yes.
I heard that. That was cute.
No, that's not right.
Might have just been
8
smashed.
divided by 100
No.
is 0.08, yeah.
No, my brain's confusing myself. It's just...
I need help doing the maths. Doesn't understand the maths.
It is too advanced.
No,
it is worse than algebra.
No, it's because I'm trying to figure out... You know how...
Yeah.
When you've got your devices and stuff, it has like a certain charge per hour.
Yeah.
Yes.
And like different chargers give you like different amounts and all that sort of stuff, but you can usually have a different charge per hour.
Yeah.
what about a human's charge per hour? Can you figure out, like, if you used on if you could measure it, because in video games you can measure your energy levels by
So are you
actual
saying,
numbers.
hold on, before you go any further, are you saying that if you go to sleep for an 8-hour sleep, you were on 0%, when you wake up, you're on 100%?
Yes.
So you'd be 100 divided by 8, so 12, 12.5% every hour?
Huh.
So
Well, I mean,
yeah, so it's like in games you can sort of, you've got your energy level, and it's ideally when you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning of the survival game or whatever, you've got energy level of 100% or as close to as
well,
possible.
can I just say this though? The human,
and
the voltage potential for the human body is greater than 3.5 trillion volts.
wait, I'm just thinking though, if you
Don't plug yourself in.
if you
I'm not a
were
vendor.
to
Breaking breaker.
if you were to manage to measure stuff in that sort of form, in like a this is the exact numbers you get. So what did you say the energy would be that you gained an hour?
If you go to sleep on 0 and you wake up on 100, that you have to divide up like percentage by 8, because if you sleep in a standard 8-hour sleep, so it would be, I think, 12.5% for every hour. But that, to be, hold on though, but to go to sleep at absolute zero energy, nothing going on, that means you have to go to sleep dead.
So you'd always have to go to sleep with 1% battery.
Well, that's the thing.
So that battery must be fucked.
Even at 1%, I think you're pretty much dead.
No, but this is the thing of, is that why some people need more sleep than others, and do you drain your like humans obviously drain the batteries at different levels, like because I've got social anxiety, when I'm out at a party my energy levels drain at like 50% per fucking minute, it feels like. Meanwhile other people like it's lower and all that sort of stuff. Does that mean that the reason people have different sleeping patterns, it's the same as the idea of having a different charger for your phone? If your charger's a bit outdated, it can charge your phone a bit slower. In which case, like, you've got people need different levels of sleep, and that's why, even though it's recommended 8 hours as the standard, some people don't need 8 hours, some people do need 8 hours.
Yeah, okay,
some people need more than 8 hours.
My question, like, on relation of you having social anxiety and your energy depleting per minute, would that mean people who are social butterflies are basically getting wirelessly charged?
Yes.
The pigeons.
I knew I'd get back to that.
So that's the thought though. Like, you charge yourself up not only with sleep but with other activities during the day. So it's like a sort of quick power charge. Like if you manage to wirelessly charge your phone at McDonald's, or you manage to plug your phone into the car while you're driving, that sort of thing. But then you've got stuff like power naps as well, which is like charging your phone into like some extremely powerful mains and just zapping your phone back up to 100.
Or you could just buy a super fast charger.
So if you manage to measure your energy levels like a video game, how fucked would the human society end up getting just because of all this stupid shit?
Right. Okay. So we'll go right. If you, what would you say, Kyle? Right. On average, you sleep 8 to 10 hours a night. Yeah, that's what you need. And on a weekend, big fucking boost. You sleep sometimes 12 hours, sometimes more. Yeah.
I would say during the week I'll sleep about 7.5 hours, because that's given myself about half an hour to actually fall asleep, and I usually go to bed at I would have 8 hours mark.
Yeah.
So I would say about 7.5 hours, and during the weekend, like come Friday night, I am absolutely exhausted, and by 11 o'clock midnight, my eyes are trying to close themselves.
Yes.
So I can sleep 10, 12, 14 hours plus easily.
Right. And I'm not being I'm not having a go. I'm not being a dick. I'm not being funny with you here. But you're not in a massively physical job. I know sometimes your job can be physical. Sometimes you have to move shit around, stuff like that. But in general, your job isn't overly physical. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's not. A lot of my job is just changing cables and
Yeah.
fixing stuff on computers. It isn't. It's not a manual labour job.
So, right, this is what I'm going to say. So, I sleep between 5 and 6 hours a night. And that's Monday to Friday, and that's even on the weekend. If I'm on the weekend, if I'm absolutely knackered and I'll go to bed at like 10, 11 o'clock and fall asleep, I'll be waking up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock this morning because I went to sleep at 11 o'clock last night. That's like the longest sleep I've had in ages, like 7 hours. I cannot sleep 8 hours. I can't sleep more than about 7. 7 hours sleep is a lie for me. I work a physical job. I get up. I'm usually up about an hour before I need to go to work, not because I need to be, just because that's when I wake up. I'll wake up before my alarm sometimes. I'm at work and it's physical, and I am knackered most nights when I come in. I feel like I'm dragging my feet. I can't be bothered. I feel like I'm like about to fall asleep when I'm driving home.
Yeah.
I have a shower or a bath, or sometimes I don't do anything. I just sit on the couch for half an hour, and then I'm fine, and I cannot get to sleep before about midnight. I go to sleep at about 1 o'clock. I go to sleep at about 1 to get up for work at like 6. And so how does that work?
Yeah.
Where am I getting that boost from, and how is my charge so much lower than yours if I'm using so much more energy? It doesn't all make sense.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. It's like video games and things like that. It's so easy because it's just he has the numbers. He has how much you charge per hour. This is like if you go to sleep at this time, this is how much energy you'll regain. If we tried to apply that to normal humans, you would have to do it based on per human, and even then, it would be so fucked because I need so much more sleep than you just to feel normal and alive.
Yeah.
And even if I've tried sleeping as little as possible, and I've tried sleeping as much as possible, there has never been an occasion where I have woken up and then an hour later not been yawning, wishing I was just back in bed.
Yeah,
and like I will yawn throughout the day
yawning, you
continuously for the
fucking cock.
entire day.
and it can't even be the I'm fatter than you, so I've got more energy stored up thing, because you could eat 5 times more than me in a day some days and still be more tired than me and still be skinnier than me.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas you would have to burn that extra energy off to still be that skinny.
Yeah, so I've got no idea why I am so like lethargic. But that's how I feel a lot of the time. But like if I was to put it into numbers, it would feel like I gain about 10%, not even 10% charge an hour. And I drain like 50% charge a minute sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially like I said, at social gatherings, like I can barely if I went out to like a party or anything, I can barely stay out an hour without just not wanting to be there.
I muted my mic there and it still fucking didn't in time. Speaking. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear anything, so you're all good.
Oh, I sneezed. It showed up as picked up on the mic, but it mustn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
But by the weekend, I am absolutely knackered and can't be bothered to do anything. But unfortunately, that's the time when you have time to do stuff, so you have to do stuff.
I am already knackered. And it's Sunday.
I'm a little bit tired, but this is the thing, I'm knackered. But if I went to bed now, like what time is it? About 9:30 is where I record now. If I went to bed now, I'd literally be awake at like 3.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I cannot sleep more than like 6, 7 hours max. If I'm literally, sometimes we'll put the TV on and I'll be sitting, Nina will want to watch a film or something, and we'll be sitting and I'll be literally like, my eyes will be shut and I'll be falling asleep. I can't stay awake. I'm absolutely knackered. I go to sleep, don't put an alarm on, I'm awake 6 hours later, 7 hours later.
And yet, I went to bed at, I think, maybe 12:30, 1 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
Woke up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, like 12:30, 12 o'clock. And I could go to bed now, happily fall asleep within like 10 minutes and sleep until 12 tomorrow.
I went to bed at 12. It was about half an hour to get sleep, get settled and that. So I went to sleep about 12:30. I was awake at 6. Literally 5 to 6 I woke up.
I will be relying on my alarm to wake me up for work tomorrow, and it's like I will have to set an alarm for 6:30 and then an alarm for 7 just to make sure I wake up.
I relied on all 15 of mine. None of them went off because I didn't turn the guns on. and I still woke up 5 minutes before my shift.
Well,
If I have nothing
It's
on,
better.
I tend to ignore my alarm. But if I'm working or something, I'm awake before my alarm.
do you know the last day? Do you know what's quite funny? You know the last time I slept in.
Mm.
I woke up at it's probably the last time I had a long sleep, to be honest. I woke up at I think it was 10 to 10, and my shift started at 30. I was like, damn it, I can't be. I'm stuck in traffic. Or
Nah, like I've like even with my I did a 3-hour drive down to Barnsley, and I had to wake up I think at 4 o'clock for it,
yeah,
and it was a like I think it's the most awake I've felt driving in the world, because I was going somewhere I didn't know and I had to look at the map.
I'm
But
alive.
at the same time, I just felt so tired.
Oh shit! Yeah,
It's
how did
because
that
you
go, by the way?
volunteer to fucking help with different places, random
I
bits
managed
of the country.
I did manage to figure out how to use cruise control on my car though.
How long you?
It's the easiest thing in the
How long you
world.
had that car, Kyle?
2 buttons.
I've had the car for like three years now. My previous car had cruise control as well. I have never used it. I have never needed to use it. I have
Hold
never
on.
wanted to learn how to use it.
He has had the car for 3 years. He then had the same model car with the same cruise control system in the same place on the same steering wheel for 3.5 years before that. I have never owned the car that he's got, and I can tell you where it is now without
What
even
car you
looking
got,
at the car.
Kyle?
Vauxhall Corsa, it's on the left side, it's on the steering wheel. You press. But the problem is, like, I was having trouble getting it to activate at one point though, because it doesn't activate unless you're going above a certain speed, I think.
No, you've got whatever speed you've got it set at, you've got to be near.
Yeah, revs.
You've got to press down to put it on, because if you press up, it doesn't like that.
I don't know if it's the same with the Fox or Corsa, but with the Jaguar, if your revs are too high or too low, you can't set the Jag into cruise control.
Well, was that with the Scenic as
That's
well?
just because it's worried you're old and you forgot to change gear. And you something.
I was trying to set it on 50, because there's a big stretch of road where they've got the like average speed checks at 50 because they're doing road works, which will never end for 3 years.
That's the only time I use my cruise control.
And it wouldn't go on there. It wouldn't go on 60, but it went on 70. So in the 50 zone, what I had to do was use the speed limiter, which is just next to the cruise control on the button, and just set the limit to 50, and then just keep my foot on the gas.
I used to love the fact that I would be able to get past the speed limiter, like the limit that I'd set. It would only be by about 5 miles an hour, but I was buzzing because I was like, I beat the system. I beat electric.
Do you know what I do? Oh yeah. Do you know what is good? You know what mine does, which is it's good, but it's bad in a way. So, I set my cruise control, and if you push your foot hard down, right, there's like a switch under the pedal, under the throttle.
It sort of turns it off, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. On my car, it doesn't. So if I've got the cruise control set at say 50, and there's a car in front of me doing like 48, and I want to overtake it, right? Or I pull out to overtake someone on like a country road, and I'm doing like 40 or something. And I need to be quick. If you push your foot all the way down, and it'll turn the thing off, but it'll beep at you to tell you that you've done it. It'll let you exceed whatever limit you've got set, and then when you slow back down below that speed again, it automatically puts it back on.
That's what the Scenic used to do.
But
I keep not slowing back down to what it's meant to be.
That's what mine does, but I think once you pass like 5 or 6 miles an hour, what the limit you set on it, it'll just turn off automatically.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like it will do the same thing where if you just take your foot off and let it slow down, it'll go back to the limit and everything.
Yeah, no, but mine will let you go over the limit. So mine, like if the limit's 50, you can go to like 60, and then you come back below 50, and it's automatically back on.
Yeah, it does. It
but
does
I keep
that.
not
It's
doing
just
that.
It'll automatically turn it off if you go like I think a certain amount over the limit.
Also, if you go if you're on them roadworks and you're doing 50, right? You set your cruise control at 50 because everyone's your speedo is set slightly wrong.
Yeah, everyone's
so when it says you're doing 50, you're doing like
speed-ish.
2 or 3 roughly. So it's like if it says you're doing 50, you're probably doing about 46, 47. So if you put yours at 50, then it electronically knows you're doing exactly 50, you overtake everyone, they look at you like you're a maniac. But I set mine at like, okay, on private roads in Mexico, I set mine at 52 because I know that it doesn't flag you unless you're going like more than, because they've got to give you leeway in case your speed was set wrong or in case there's a problem with the technology.
Yeah.
So they've got to
Yeah,
set it. It flags you if you're doing more than like 53, 54.
I always do 50.
You always go past those boards where it'll show you like your speed. It'll say like you're doing thank you and all that sort of stuff, and it'll always be like 4 mile an hour slower than what you're actually doing.
Do you know that's the worst idea that the council's ever had?
Because it shows that your speed
It's just Argus, isn't it?
and you've got more room.
No, it's not. It's not that. Do you think that a big sight with flashy lights go, no, you're doing 32 when it's in red, and then you get an unhappy face, and then the guy behind you is doing 30 and it's green, and he gets a nice smiley face.
I use it as a high
but
score.
really, I just see it. Yeah, I just see it as high score.
What's the
How big does the number go? Is it programmed to have 5 digits?
What's the
That's
one
what I
on
want to find out.
Corn Road? You know which one I mean?
Yeah.
Tino, you should know this. Me and you did this. I don't know if it's either me and Tino did this, or me and Jordan, or me and Tyler.
Go on, I'll be able to tell you.
Basically, on a private road in Mexico, there was one of those smiley faces, and we hit over a ton, and it didn't even bother flashing at us.
Also, it ignores. So if you go, it's only programmed to have 2 letters. So if you get 2 numbers, so if you get 3 numbers, it just ignores it.
But as I was saying, Stefan,
10 out of 10.
what's your high score on that private road in Mexico?
No,
I don't know because I've never went for that one. I just go through the like.
Because you do it from the roundabout.
340
You
to
do
60.
it from the roundabout.
Yeah.
Mine's 86.
Yeah. I mean, I went through in the Gulf and it didn't flash at us, but I was
That wasn't
doing
a scenic.
a lot.
I managed to get to 86 in that short space of time in something that weighs nearly 3.5 ton.
You came straight over the roundabout at like 60 just to get the run up.
Pew pew.
Anyway, we'll finish incriminating ourselves.
You know what I found funny, right? On a private road in Mexico.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Near London.
That's Mexico, mate.
Near London.
Oh, London and Mexico. Oh,
I have heard
A private
of
road,
it.
a private airfield in between London and Petersburg.
You're talking about my Uncle Pablo's place.
Yes, your Uncle Pablo's place.
No, that is Mexico. That's
Someone with a handgun decided it'd be a fun idea to, like, flash me.
Oh, you mean? Hold on. You mean a hand like speed?
You mean?
You can't just say someone with a hand.
Nah.
It sounds like someone shot at you.
I mean, I've been to Stockton. I do know what that's like.
Getting shot at.
They're shot at us multiple times with an air rifle.
Yeah, not with a hand.
This was while I was delivering for Amazon. Actually, it was great. Well, it was terrifying, but it was great.
What did Jeff Bezos do to them?
Apparently, fucking everything.
Have you not seen the thing of the song, and it's like when Jeff Bezos says you get next day delivery and shit, and there's it's in America, and you know how they don't bother with safety rails, they just put like a big patch of grass, and like a bit of a ditch. This side of the freeway, as you would call it, was complete 2 lanes of stationary traffic, and then the guy was just filming, and then he just leans around the truck in front of him, and there's an Amazon fucking fully like semi-articulated truck just going across the fucking middle of the grass on the other side because it's moving.
Express delivery.
How dangerous is that?
So long as the parcels aren't black, aren't glass.
What?
I mean,
why did your mind go there?
It went
That
because
couldn't have went worse for you.
Thank you for listening
It's
to
because I imagine-
Taking Off Air. After
We
this,
will be actually taking
because-
off
we're going
air.
to be taking off
No,
air for
it's
racist
because-
comments because Kyle makes blacks with glass.
no, it's because
I love see-through.
it's because my brain was
What do you mean
trying to
opposed
think of
see-through?
glass,
I said
and I
they're
was
not see-through.
talking about glass.
Oh.
I was trying to think of like glass and stuff, and then my brain thought, what if the truck ends up on fire and it's just on fire next to them in a ditch, and everybody's just sat in traffic going, "Oh, Amazon."
Somebody's not getting their parcels.
So that's why, because my brain was just thinking of charred, and charred came out
I'm
black.
sure the truck cab was black.
What was that, Stefan?
I'm sure the truck cab was black.
I think the Amazon.
I don't think it had been on fire.
I think the Amazon trucks do have bits of black and yellow on them, like. I
No,
mean,
that's
that's
UPS.
loads of black and
Amazon
yellow.
trucks are like light blue or like a dark blue for the vans, like a navy.
It's dark blue or light black. That's brown. There's no such color as brown. Brown doesn't
That's a
exist.
shade, isn't it?
It's a shade of orange.
Yeah, it's dark orange. It gets darker and darker and darker. Orange gets darker and darker and darker until it's black. Brown is not a color.
So does that mean my shit's the same colour as Trump?
Your shit's
Yes.
the same colour as that motherfucking coconut.
It probably is anyway.
I mean,
you
to
know.
be fair. Yeah.
I mean, that's a healthy shit if it's that colour.
It's not if it looks like Trump.
Quite a few of mine have been black recently.
Can we not talk about your tar shit? Stop drinking.
Stop drinking Iron Brew, we've told you this.
Iron brew doesn't make you black.
Iron Brew is delicious.
What?
I want Iron
I
Brew now.
don't.
So do I.
I can't stand Iron Brew.
Sit down then.
Hold on a second. The person who is self-proclaimed Scottish once killed at his wedding and has the Scottish thing as his thing on
I
most
don't
games
like Iron Brew.
does not like Iron Brew.
How can you not like a flavour that is the only thing people... Do you know what flavour Iron Brew is? Original and best. That's all you need to know.
You know what flavour it
They've
is?
even got
Scottish.
an advert for the fucking American West recently. Have you seen it?
I'm allowed
I
to
like
say
what-
Scott. Yeah.
Reacting to British shit. Like Iron Brew and haggis.
Should we,
I love haggis.
Gee, should we podcast your wedding?
Most...
We're not podcasting my wedding.
The Americans will love it, especially if you have haggis and Iron Brew.
I mean, you say that, but you've chosen TakenOffAir colours for it.
No, the colours
you
have
have.
changed, lads. The colours have changed.
Oh,
Do you not
you
read
fucking-
the Best Man group chat?
Really?
Yes, they changed to fucking red and the TakenOffAir colours.
Yeah, they did.
Not red.
Well, it looks red to me. It's a dark red. It's like a blood red.
It's a burgundy.
That is not
Dark
fucking
red is a
burgundy.
Fucking blood red.
It's a burgundy,
Explain
lads.
to me how that is burgundy.
That's burgundy. It doesn't look burgundy on your
That's
screen
red.
because your screen RGB is different than the actual colour. That's a
Yeah.
burgundy.
What's the point in sending it in the group chat then?
Does that mean we're all going to turn up with different colours because we're
No,
screens are
you're
set
not going to be
different?
turning up to them because we're having a trip to
Hold
Scotland.
on. I've got an idea.
Hi, darling.
Once I figure it out, because I can... the RGB on my monitor is better than the one on my phone, because
Yes.
it's pure RGB.
I didn't know you had a lizard.
If I can find the bloody group chat...
It's Jay's funeral.
Ah, yeah, I found it. I scrolled past it and I
I
genuinely...
like how
just
Jay's
thought
having
it
to
was-
look up and go, "Hiya, darling, I love you." Yes, it's called that.
Yeah.
That's barely even burgundy, to be honest.
That's a burgundy. If you type the hex code in, it's burgundy. If you use colour pickers, it's a burgundy.
No, it's not the same colour as my
But if you
passport,
use your
mate.
eyes, it's red.
I have a degree in art. I'm telling you, it's burgundy.
I'm telling you it's not, because my passport
If you
is
use-
burgundy, and that is not fucking burgundy.
Jay, you have a...
My passport's
Have you ever seen
black
the
now.
colour chart of men versus
Actually, I
women?
think I've got my settings set up wrong, so you might be right, Jay. Game mode,
Well, your settings on every screen.
yes. That was a rip
Why
at
am I
that.
surprised?
Fucking hard that.
Stefan.
Don't blame me. It's the only time I haven't thought of on camera.
Professional. No, it's on designer. So, oh wait, no, never mind. Take it back. It's burgundy.
It's fucking red.
It is
mate.
not.
So you agree now? It's burgundy.
Yeah, but it's burgundy. I'll take it
It's
back.
red, mate.
It's not.
Burgundy's...
One thing
Burgundy's just
I
a
forgot
shade
was
brown.
my settings for my gaming mode are like higher brightness, lower contrast.
Does this mean that your colour of your kilt, we can call the kilts
Wrong.
on?
No.
Hold on,
Red.
hold on.
We're having my last name family clan kilt.
Fuck Watson.
Fuck Watson.
That was a subtle height.
That is a subtle height joke.
Fucking subtle.
You're saying that, but when I had to search for Jay's surname kilt, the only kilt that came up, which is related to his surname, was Farquharson. I have it saved in my phone. It is the only kilt that came up with a similar name to Jay's
Jay
surname,
Farquharson.
and it's the only kilt that has any sort of family remnants to his name, according to the National Scottish Kilt Association.
Oh, so you know it's
That's
true.
because. So this is going off his family tartan.
Yeah.
The tartans
Yes.
are English.
Jay,
I've
I've just
I was gonna say
realised
Stefan
something
there.
on that colour palette
Do
as
you
well.
know? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Why are you shouting at me?
You've
Because
spelled
he's a
palette
stew.
wrong.
Okay, I know I spelled palette wrong, right?
Palaet.
Look at the time. Look at the time. I probably said that. That's
It's a palais. It's French.
Palais.
fucking French.
Right, what time was that?
It's the palais.
That was 12 in the fucking afternoon, you dick.
Yeah, Jay.
It's when he's just gotten out of
Shut
bed.
yourself
leave him
the fuck
alone.
up.
It's not when I just get out of bed.
No, it's just when he
When
gets
you
back
just got out
in.
of bed today.
Yeah.
Oh, hey. Anyway. What are we talking about?
I don't know. We've lost
You were
track.
talking about how tartans aren't Scottish,
Well, because
despite the fact that the most
they're an
Scottish
English
thing I can
invention,
think of.
isn't it? That were kind of palmed off on the Scots. In a roundabout way.
Go on.
I mean, that's not the actual history. It's a summary.
There's a big finger in his
the-
fucking controller.
Yes.
No, it's adaptive feedback on the PS5 remote.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
That's what they all say.
Because we
Lads,
take this seriously and we aren't at all playing video games while we're playing.
Stefan,
Lads.
what are you playing right now?
I've got FIFA, but I'm not really playing it. I'm on my phone right now because I'm
What do
going
you
to
got,
tell you
22
about,
beta?
I'm going to update you on my GOAT army.
Your goat army.
You go to
Well,
fuck's
I've
sake, this
found
goat
a
army.
GOAT that is in the army.
Okay.
What does a goat do in the army?
William
It's even got a
Billy
fucking name.
Windsor the First is a Kashmir goat who was Lance Corporal in the 1st Battalion of the Royal Welsh and Infantry Battalion of the British Army.
Sorry, say that again?
Why?
What was his name? William the First.
William Billy Windsor the First.
Is he
What a name
related
for
to the
goat.
Queen?
Right, so the Queen has a herd of goats. This is news to me. She becomes more heroic every generation.
The Queen has everything.
So
Basically, okay, so I'll go to the history of it. The tradition of having goats in the military originated in 1775 when a wild goat walked onto a battlefield in Boston during the American Revolutionary War and led the Welsh regimental colours at the end of the Battle of Bunker Hill. Another Welsh military goat, Taffy the Fourth,
Taffy.
served in the First World War. Taffy of the
I'm
2nd
considering the
Battalion
fact
Welsh
that it's called
Regiment.
Taffy the Fourth.
Yeah, is officially recorded as the regimental goat. Sorry, I got distracted. But
So the
yeah.
Welsh have a tradition of taking goats into battle.
So the Queen has a herd of goats that reside in Whipsnade, and they select a one to be a Lance Corporal, and then when it retires, it goes back to Whipsnade Zoo. But this is the best thing because the Americans have mascots for like the Army and Navy, and that one of them's a goat. I think it's a goat for the Navy, but it's generally just a goat or a guy dressed up as a goat, but it's a mascot. But Billy Windsor, or we should call him William, shouldn't we? We should be official. William Windsor.
Yes.
Is actually a fucking member of the British Army. So his service number is 25232301, and he is a Lance Corporal. So the Fusiliers have to stand at attention when he comes past.
Fucking legend.
This is,
Wait,
dude.
did you
The
just say
reason
the
I'm reading about
Fusiliers?
this is because this is brilliant. He was a Lance Corporal. He served as Lance Corporal from 2001 until 2009, except from a 3-month period in 2006 when he was promoted to Fusiliers after inappropriate behaviour during the Queen's official birthday celebrations when deployed on active duty with the
What
battalion
did
in
he do? Did
Cyprus.
he have a shit?
It's better. Right. So he descended from the same royal bloodline as the original herd. He was presented to the regiment by Queen Elizabeth II in 2001. His army number, he is not a mascot, but a ranking member of the regiment, according to the BBC. Since joining, he has performed duties overseas and paraded before royalty. His primary duty was to march at the head of the battalion on all ceremonial duties, He was present for every parade which the regiment participated, and his full-time handler, Lance Corporal Ryan Arthur, who carried the title of Goat Major.
Goat Major.
Goat Major Stefan. How are you doing?
Are you ready for his temporary?
Go on.
On the 16th of June 2006, a parade was held to celebrate Queen Elizabeth's 80th birthday at a base near Limassol in Cyprus on the Mediterranean island south coast. Invited dignitaries included the ambassadors of Spain, the Netherlands, and Sweden, and the Argentine commander of the United Nations forces on Cyprus. The deployment to Cyprus with the 1st Battalion was Billy's first overseas posting, and despite being ordered to keep in line, he refused to obey. He failed to keep in step, and he tried to headbutt a drummer.
That sounds like Kyle.
The Goat Major at the time, Lance Corporal Di Davis, 22, from Leeds, South Wales, was unable to keep him under control. Now, this just gets better.
One moment, would anybody like to see William Windsor?
He's majestic,
He's
isn't
beautiful.
he? Is.
Go on, share the picture then, Tino.
Fuck my life.
Hey, that's why I didn't go for it.
Look at that majestic as fuck goat.
You should see him when he's wearing his nice little green coat.
Oh, he's green coat. Hold on.
So yeah.
Does he actually have a green coat?
Yeah, he tried to headbutt a drummer. So, Billy was charged with unacceptable
Ridiculous.
lack of decorum and disobeying a direct order. He had to appear before his commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Hugh James. Following a disciplinary hearing, he was demoted to Fusilier. This change meant that other Fusiliers in the regiment no longer had to stand to attention when Billy walked
I
past.
said he would have got
A Canadian animal rights group protested to the British Army, stating that he was merely acting as a goat does and should be reinstated immediately. 3 months later, on September the 20th, at the same parade ground, he regained his rank during the Armour Day parade. Captain Simon Clark said Billy performed exceptionally well. He has had all summer to reflect on his behaviour at the Queen's birthday and clearly earned the rank he deserves.
Really? I've sent you a picture on the group chat of him with his little green coat.
That's his goat.
Someone was court-martialed for trying to offer to prostitute them, basically, because they sent him to a Wrexham goat breeder.
Really?
Yeah, and now he's which
Look at that majestic.
he was taken then.
It's a beautiful little goat. Does that mean we need a mascot, like an animal mascot for TakenOffAir, to walk around with TakenOffAir?
No, but
he
did,
considering we've got so many cats.
He did retire, so now we have William Windsor II.
Of course.
There's another picture of him, Jay. War Willie
We're
Windsor.
having a cat as
William
a
Windsor
mascot
the
because
second.
cats are arseholes.
Exactly, it suits us
Kyle, if you
perfectly.
want to have a look at the group chat. He's majestic as
I
fuck.
will in one
Oh,
moment.
dude, right, guys. In order to replace Billy, 30 members of the 1st Battalion set off to Great Ormond, Lulundo, on the 15th of June 2009 at 3 a.m., hoping to catch feral goats in the docile state. A team led by Lieutenant Colonel Nicklock, the command officer, included the Goat Major and several veterinarians. Army spokesman Gavin O'Connor said, "We are looking for a goat which is calm under pressure and a team player." But yeah, and then it says, with some difficulty, a 5-month-old was chosen and assigned Army number 25142301, which represents Regiment number 2514, 23rd Regiment of the Foot, the original name of the Royal Welsh Fusiliers.
Hold on, what was
and
his number? 2513?
2514 2301.
2301. I got the numbers mixed around.
Yeah, right? Are you ready, though? He will still, they were told, he will still receive his ration of 2 cigarettes per day.
Cigarettes per day.
But
So
he will
the
not be
goat can
permitted
have 2
Guinness
cigarettes.
until he is old enough.
He'll never reach old enough, though. Don't go to not live up to
Literally
18.
just type in his fucking military number and then goat afterwards, and it just pops up.
Yeah. He's awesome. man.
And then there's one where it's a goat holding 2 Mosin Nagants. Like strapped.
That's him.
Why not?
It can't be him, he's got brown face. Wait, no, wait!
Oh. No.
For fuck's
Are you
sake.
sure it's not glass? Are you sure it's not glass?
Yeah, it might be glass.
Stefan,
Yes.
are you keeping an eye on the time?
I am leaving now.
I am leaving now.
Okay, no problem.
I am leaving now.
Stefan, group chat, you'll see what I was talking about with the goat with the Mosins.
Just give me a second.
Every time I think it's you when you send stuff to the group chat, but every time someone sends stuff, it sounds like a typewriter writing in the background. Just
no, it's Jay's controller.
Is it?
It just so happens that he's shooting fire out of his face at the same time.
I'm playing Hardpoint.
It keeps coinciding every time my phone vibrates, saying that there's something going on. So just sounded as though it was doing it. It was getting the.
We were going to stream this game when we're recording, and we couldn't because your internet couldn't handle it. But you're fucking playing Hardpoint.
Yeah. No, it's not my internet. It's my laptop. The MacBook can handle the remote play.
I'll let you off then, I suppose.
I need a better laptop.
Yeah, because we're going to do the 19-hour stream for COVID-19.
Well, I can do that because I've got a camera. I can hook up to the PlayStation, and
you can do anything you want.
Yeah, but it would require you doing it yourself because we wouldn't be able to join in or take some of the slack for you.
I'll figure out a way to have a gallery, some sort of gallery for us.
Hey!
I mean, we could probably do a cinema.
Yeah, maybe we could do a cinema. We could hire out a cinema. Or ask them, be like, listen, mate, it's for charity.
Imagine trying to bloody, hook up a computer to that, the graphics card you'd need.
I mean, you would have the best screen in the world.
But it would be like an 18K screen.
I'm going to love you and leave you.
Or even better, mate, hook up a PlayStation 5.
No.
I love you and leave you, buddy.
Take our stuff.
See you
later.
He's a way to get kidnapped by aliens now.
Yeah, my turn.
We're not saving you, Stephanie, you can save yourself.
I can't. What about me, right? How long have you known me?
Too fucking long, I bet.
20 years. Over 20 years.
It's about 25 years, right? What part of anything I've done in the past 25 years makes you think I'm capable of looking after myself?
That's very true. He makes a highly valid point there, Jay.
At my own expense.
Yes.
Right. See you later, guys.
See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Wait, where's he going to sleep?
Have a beautiful night. No, pick up someone.
He's picking up his partner.
Hey. Christ almighty.
Pick up some partners.
How long have we been recording?
Happy birthday to Stefan's partner, late birthday, and happy birthday to Tino.
Hey. I was literally meaning to say thank you to Stefan for saying it yesterday, but I completely forgot about it.
So, happy birthday. You're stuck with us.
I mean, you're only fucking, 22 hours late?
Yeah.
Yeah, but fashionably late, darling.
Fashionably. Taking off airway, fashionably late.
I mean, he's not even fashionably late. He's literally just holding the coconuts. God, at least make an effort.
I mean,
at least do what Lady Gaga does and make a dress out of it.
Did you think?
I can imagine Kyle with coconuts on his private area.
Please don't imagine that, Jay. Did you think when you woke up today that you would get to see a picture of me holding up a coconut?
I was kind of hoping I wouldn't, to be fair.
There you go, unexpected. Unexpected, nice, pleasant.
Pleasant? I mean, the only thing pleasant was, the story.
The story of me smoothing over the corner.
It's a beautiful story, Kyle. It's such a beautiful story. I'm sure Tino has lovely coconut stories.
Yeah, I tried sticking them up my arse while I was getting molested by the space octopus.
I mean, try sticking up your arse. Your arse is that wide or fit?
I mean, there was still a good couple inches on either side.
Welcome to TakenOffAir, a mildly little BDSM podcast.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Welcome to TakenOffAir.
No coconuts were harmed in a TakenOffAir podcast.
We will talk about anything and everything.
EJ, but
if
a
you
lot
are
of
a snowflake,
coconuts
fuck off.
were fucking harmed.
What's Tino? You've gone silent there, Tino.
I don't know what you're talking about. I know you can hear us.
Oh, sorry, my headphones are fucked. I need new headphones.
Damn it, Jay, did you mute chat again?
No, I didn't mute chat again. Just my headphones went fucked.
Jay's headphones have been having such trouble recently with just muting themselves. Or him accidentally pressing a button.
I keep muting the chat. That's one thing. Tino, you need to get on Warzone with us.
I can't.
Why?
Banned.
Well, fucking... Why?
Because when I had Modern Warfare, I got bored and I started changing code.
For fuck's sake.
Well, I mean, it was coming to the point where Cold War was like nearly out anyway, so I was like, I'm not going to need it. And I didn't realise until afterwards that I couldn't play Warzone. So I haven't been able to play Warzone for 2 years. Well, technically only a year.
I mean, fair enough. Hey.
In all fairness,
Anyway.
that time I'll leave.
I also find it funny how it says Stefan's still in here.
He's left his laptop on so we can download the shit.
Upload.
What's he downloading?
Yeah.
Upload the MSP code.
Oh, right, okay.
We need to do a road trip,
What's
by
that?
the way.
Oh god, why do we need to do a road trip?
Because there's a town in Scotland called Dull.
Yeah, it's Aberdeenshire,
Which has been
isn't it?
It's been twinned with the town Boring in Oregon since 2012, and in 2013 the town of Bland in Australia joined them in what became known as the Trinity of Tedium. So we need to do a road trip and go and see Dull, Boring, and
Well, I mean,
And then you go to Austria, the town of fucking...
there's...
Yeah, and we basically just need to travel and try and hit every name.
There's also a couple towns
possible.
in Sweden where one is basically roughly translated is panties or underwear. Another one is hand, directly in between. And the last one is close to pussy. I'm not even joking.
Why not? I mean, you do wonder sometimes if when they were making these names,
Did they actually think?
if they knew what they were doing.
Well, I mean, what is it? Scandinavians, they had a habit of what did they used to eat? It was basically shrooms back in the Viking eras. So my guess is the Vikings were just like, you know what's going to be funny? Calling the place funny. You know what else will be funny? If we sandwich it. Well, no, if we sandwich another one called hand between another one called pandies. It's a great idea.
I mean, which culture is it where they'll have to decide on anything? I think it's a culture or like a religion or a company or something, but they decide on stuff by having the discussion sober and having the discussion drunk, and if they agree to it both times, then it gets passed. If they don't agree to it on one of them, then it has to be revisited because it wasn't a good enough idea for drunk or sober man.
That's basically how we plan these podcast episodes out. Everyone except you is drunk.
True. Very true. I like being sober.
Well, I mean,
It just makes life so much
apparently
easier.
on Forbes, a guy called Chunkamui actually made a thing about it, and now I've got a big ass advert on my screen that won't go away. I feel abused and used because there is so many. When faced with a big decision, it was the ancient Persians. When faced with a big decision, take a lesson from the ancient Persians. Herodotus and the Greek historian reported that the ancient Persians tended to deliberate on important matters while they were drunk. Then they reconsidered the decisions the following day when they were sober. If it happened that their first deliberation took place when they were sober, they would always reconsider the matter under the influence of wine. If a decision was approved both drunk and sober, the decision held. If not, the Persians set it aside. The story always draws a chuckle when I tell it to management audiences. Joking proposals are inevitably made to adopt the practice regarding the wine. The funny thing is that many already do make decisions in a state like intoxication. What is needed is the additional
yes,
reconsideration.
why so many companies have ran terribly. Yes. Also, I apologise for any viewers or listeners who heard a lot of banging and clanging. Jay was adjusting his mic.
I apologise. It went a bit flimsy.
It just keeps on falling over.
This part needs a bit of a screwing, so I'm going to do that after this.
Yeah. I mean, shall we just leave it there so you can screw your mic and I can...
not screwed like that, but yes. No, it's getting to our 2 hour mark.
Hello, Granville.
Welcome to... Not welcome, is it?
I just got told
thank you for listening to Take.
It's open all hours.
I was just about to say, I just got told someone's 4,000 miles from Newcastle. They're in Gran Canaria. And I just say to her, is that a new Proclaimer song?
Is she listening to the
5,000 miles?
Is she listening to this podcast?
Not currently.
Then she has to start listening to this podcast. Tell her she needs to get a good hobby and listen
A good
to us
hobby.
as a good hobby. A good hobby. If you want a good hobby,
I don't know if we're
Women
a good
having
hobby.
a hobby
and have
Are you joking?
For fuck's sake, stop being sexist.
We've ticked all the boxes. We've been racist, sexist, ageist,
Well, I mean, that's
an Americanist.
I think that's it for this one.
Thank you for listening to TakenOffAir, the world's biggest, bigamist, and
Biggest fuck you to everything else.
This podcast is made for bigatories by bigatories.
Yep, definitely not for the lighthearted or snowflakes.
We're non-funny white men. That's what we are.
As quoted by a so-called feminist.
No wonder we're all incels. Oh, that's a bit of a sensitive topic, isn't that Plymouth shooting, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. Anyway, if you want to find out more about have a look at our website. TakenOffAir. Is it still TakenOffAir.com?
It's always TakenOffAir.com, yep.
Okay, on there you will find where you can listen to us.
Listen to us on the website?
Which I'm assuming you're already listening to us. You can listen to us on the website. There is also links to our social medias, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram.
We barely use Instagram.
That was very high-pitched.
And yes, I was surprised myself, hence it went so high. And we've also got our...
We've got Bebo. We also have a Bebo.
What's it called? That's because you somehow rediscovered Bebo.
Yeah, Bebo's back.
We'll have MS Live.
MS
again.
Live. MSN.
I just typed in BB instead of fucking Bebo.
The original. I never used Bebo. I always just had MS Live. But no, we'll someone message one on Bebo because it'll be fucking hilarious.
We're gonna make a MySpace account as well. Go old school.
We need just
stuff.
MSN back.
We do.
It's the godlike tree.
We've got we're shop on there, so if you want to support us but have something for yourself, we have some very fashionable, very comfy, and very well made stuff that isn't at all imported from third world countries.
And that's TakenOffAir.com.
They're all vegan friendly,
if I remember rightly, or is it shop?
They're all vegan friendly because they were all made by children in sweatshops.
Vegan.
So no animals were harmed in the process.
TakenOffAir.com/shop.
I knew it was one of them.
You've got caps, stickers, shirts, jumpers, stuff like that.
We're gonna start doing condoms. Yes,
I need to stock up.
In all fairness, I have a trade account for sex shops, so we can probably start selling sex toys on there.
Oh shit! I know you do.
That's very true.
Right. Okay. Right. We're gonna start selling. I'm gonna put a dildo on and see how many people actually buy the dildo.
We fuck up enough countries and enough things in our lives. Let us fuck you up too.
Fuck you.
And you.
And you.
And you.
And you.
And you, and you, and you. Anyway, with that lovely melody, we will say thank you very much for listening. I'm not too sure why you're still here, but enjoy. Enjoy the next episode when it comes out, hopefully
And not
next
in
week.
3-4 weeks' time.
Yes, keep on listening. Eventually we might get an office and we'll be even more unprofessional. But until then, thank you very much. We have been your useless hosts. Goodbye! This is where Jay needs to press a button.
Jay forgets to press.
Jay, lean forward.